trying to save time as much as possible. At this point in time, we shall ask the President, Pastor Setsiba, to come forward, and he's allocated 10 minutes. And he was asking the executive to say, can I sit down? He said, no, you need to have a brief address to your members. Protocol dictates that you must come and talk to us. Immediately after Pastor Setsiba, can the praise team continue with the singing? And Bazalwane, let's have enough congregational singing. This is cabinet. Amen. Let's allow people to sing. This is cabinet. Hallelujah.
Nyanbona, those who don't understand Dumela Nyanbona. Hallelujah. All right. When you do a sandwich, butter and peanut butter and jam must not compete with the bread. So then I'm like squeezed in between. So I will not be the bread. But you must have a sandwich. Hallelujah. Okay. The theme chosen for this camp meeting, it's I will go. And that theme suggests that there is a challenge that you clearly understand and to which you respond, I will go. Now, to the perishing world, when the question is, who will make a difference? You say, I will go. It will be a wasted time to can convocate here. Okay, Eric Westjohn. Rekabor Oma Totoloka Sizuluma. Why naki diriswa botata jana? Yeah. So that ha o tlhalogantse maemo. And then o khwetliwa o challengewa. Or there's a gap that I can fill. There's a role that I can play. In other words, you discover the I ought to. Yanong ge rabona go na le millennium goal. Vision 2030.
Vision 2030.
The world is languishing under the rapid result of climate change. Someone must make a difference today so that the next generation of humanity can have the privileges that we had in this life. So, who will make a difference? So, for saving the world, then I will go. The world in its current form. If you understand Jeremiah 50.
Jeremiah 50.
And then you read from verse 14 to 17, couple it with Jeremiah 14.
Jeremiah 14.
It will tell you that the inventors of things in this life have come to a point where the malice in their invention is being exposed.
Ukukhohlakala kulezi zinto abazisungulile kuyavela.
Whether it is in petrol
Mhlambe
or medicine.
petrol, umuthi.
For example, you look at the curriculum 2005.
Sibheka ke kwezemfundo.
When that was introduced in South Africa,
Mayelethwa leyo nto eSouth Africa.
people said it has failed in England.
Bathi ke ihlulekile kwele kaJoji.
The teachers were being abused by the learners.
Abothisha bebahlukanyezwa
And then
yini?
2005,
2005.
South Africa brings it in here.
Thina siyayithatha injalo siyiletha.
What are the consequences?
Imiphumela yakhona ithini?
To the confused world, don't want to respond and then resign where you could be making a difference. Unyako tsamaya ka tlhako tse tshetlha, o sa itse what are the issues and where are you needed to make a difference.
Ungafuni ukushiya isikhundla sakho ngoba sowumoshakelwa icathulo kodwa ungahlali wenze umehluko.
Who will go?
Ubani uzohamba?
Then to the world that needs drastic change,
Izwe elidinga inguquko yangempela
I will go.
ngizohamba.
We see rapid increase of violence and immorality.
Indluzula nokungaziphathi kahle kwandile.
But we know that the consciousness that we grew up with,
Unembeza esikhule ngayo.
where the Bible was part of the curriculum at schools,
Lapho iBhayibheli beliyingxenye.
we had morals.
Besiziphatha kahle.
We could understand different values.
Besikwazi ukuziphatha kwimikhakha ehlukile.
But when we got the freedom,
Masithola inkululeko.
we also threw away the Bible.
Salithatha iBhayibheli salilahla.
What led to the failure of the French Revolution?
Ingabe ke emva kwemizamo kaNapoleon ukuhluleka kuvelele.
The French Revolution failed because it did away with God.
Imizamo kaNapoleon ihluleka ngoba bathatha uNkulunkulu bamshiya dengwane kwenyongo yenyama.
And there was rapid degeneration of the communities in France.
Abantu ke bebesebehla nasemandleni.
That for 3.5 years they had to abandon the goddess of reason to go back to the God of the Bible.
Bayeka ukusebenzisa ingqondo njengoNkulunkulu babuyela kuNkulunkulu weBhayibheli.
We are in that time today.
Namhlanje sibhekene nalokho.
What was introduced as liberty of human beings has created monsters.
Kwenze ukuthi kube nabantu abayindlavini.
Renale gender-based violence,
Kunobulili, kunodlame olusekelwe phezulu.
domestic violence.
Emakhaya siphathanana kahle.
Ngwana o tsetsweng ka 1994,
Umntwana ka1994
kajeko ke motswadi.
namhlanje umzali.
Ba matitjhere ba bonang ko dikolong.
Kodwa abantu babona nothisha ezikolweni.
Bazalwane, a re tloeleng to be good when the ship is sinking.
Masiyekeleni ukulunga kodwa siyalibona isikebhe siyacika.
Let us see the gaps in the walls of the security of the country.
Masibone ke amabanga athile kusimo sokuphepha.
Whether it is feeding and clothing the poor,
Mhlawumbe sipha abantu abalambile ukudla,
how do we respond?
siziphendulela kanjani?
Say to the hungry world, to the naked world,
Masithi
to the
kuzo
injured world,
kuleni elimele.
who can make a difference?
Bani ozoyenza umehluko?
I will go.
Ngizohamba.
But the last sign
Umpawu yokugcina
of the coming of Christ
okuza kukaJesu
is the falling of the chosen.
ukuthi abangcwele bawe.
Then the flood came.
Izikhukhula zifikile.
Christ was crucified
uKristu wabethelwa.
by the apostate church.
Ibandla elihlubukile.
What is it happening today?
Kwenzakala namhlanje.
Now, yesterday I was reading The Great Controversy,
Izolo bengifunda incwadi The Great Controversy,
page 344.
page 344.
3:45.
No 3:45.
On the chapter, the beast.
Isihloko esikhuluma ngesilo.
And what I discovered,
Engikutholile lokho.
it's, do we know what it means to have gone through what we have gone through?
Siyazi ukuthi kusho ukuthini ukudlula kuloko esidlule kusuka.
Since 2013,
Ukusuka ku-2013.
when the leaders of the church
Abaholi bebandla
voluntarily
ngokuzithandela
plotted to go against the principles of the church.
bahlela ukuthi bathathe imiqathango yebandla bayibeke eceleni.
And Sabbath after Sabbath,
Sabatha nesabatha.
those who refused to bow,
Labo bangafuni ukuguqa.
then it's war, police,
Amaphoyisa,
courts,
inkantolo.
and the spirit of prophecy says,
Uthi umoya wesiprofeto.
it is apostasy that disrupts the church.
Ukuhlubuka okulimaza ibandla.
And the apostate church
Ibandla lihlubukile.
will have the desire
Lizoba nentshisakalo.
to oppress the consciences of the believers.
Lizokwazi ufuna ukucindezela unembeza wabazalwane.
Others don't see.
Abanye ababoni.
Summer has gone.
Hlobo lidlulile.
Autumn has passed,
Inkwindla idlulile.
and we are not saved.
Asisindiswa.
So the response, I will go,
Ukuziphendulela ekutheni
requires that we must live with open eyes.
masiphile sithe njo.
We must understand the issues
Masizwisise izinto.
and choose to occupy
Masikhethe ukuba sendaweni
a particular responsibility
indawo ethile
to
ekhethekile.
withstand the flood of corruption.
Ukumelana nezikhukhula zenkohlakalo.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Now today,
Namhlanje
kukhona abantu who don't know baya ka mo kgotsa baya ka mole.
there are people who are indecisive.
That's too late.
Isikhathi sidlulile.
Revelation chapter 12 verse 17.
Usambulo 12:17.
Then the devil was wroth with the woman,
uSathane
and she
waphelelwa
went to
wesifazane.
make war with her
Wazama
remnant.
ukuthi alwe nabangcwele.
Those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony
Labo
of Jesus.
abagcina umthetho kaNkulunkulu banobufakazi bukaJesu.
Now, the testimony of Jesus.
Ubufakazi
God,
bukaJesu.
I don't compete with the preacher because I don't underestimate my intellectual and spiritual commitment.
Angikudelani la ngiyachaza.
So I won't preach.
Noma ngilingeke ukuthi ngishumayele, ngeke ngishumayele.
Revelation 12 verse 17.
Sambulo
Now,
2:17.
the testimony of Jesus.
Ubufakazi bukaJesu.
Testimony of Jesus.
Ubufakazi bukaJesu.
How must we understand the testimony of Jesus?
Sibuzwisisa kanjani?
Deuteronomy 31
Deuteronomy 31.
from verse 16.
16
We're reading it down to verse 19.
uya ku-19
And then we go to 26.
uya ku-26.
It will tell you, the Lord said to Moses,
Uthi uNkulunkulu kuMose
while he was on Mount Nebo,
kwintaba yaseNebo.
you will not enter that land.
Angeke ungene kulelo zwe.
You will die.
Uzofa.
But before you die,
Phambi kokuthi ufe.
I want you to write a song.
Ngifuna ubhale ingoma.
A song because Israel will apostatize.
Ubhale ingoma ngoba amaSrayeli
A
azohlubuka.
song that will be a witness against their apostasy.
Kuzoba ubufakazi
A
ukuhlubuka
song
kwabo.
that will remind them
Ezobakhumbuza
of their duty to keep the law.
ukuthi bagcine imithetho.
So then, that's the song of Moses.
Ingoma kaMose.
What's the song of Moses?
Yithini imndaba ngengoma
Then
kaMose?
another greater than Moses came.
Omunye ophezu kaMose.
Hebrews chapter 3, Hebrews chapter 4, and that was Jesus
Loyo
Christ.
nguJesu.
And Jesus Christ,
uJesu.
when you go to Revelation 14, 12,
Insambulo 14:12.
12, 14,
12:14.
14, 12.
14:12.
Those numbers apply the same,
Yeah, see.
but they don't mean the same thing.
What does it?
Revelation 14.
Sambulo 14.
Okay, Revelation 14. Okay. I and preach. Revelation 14. The three angels' messages. Revelation 14.
14:12.
14:12.
14:12.
Ako re opeleng. Can I ring?
Ithi masihlabelele ngamasana.
This. Ring. Here is the patience of the saints. those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony or the faith of Jesus. So what's the testimony of Jesus? He said the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. But you go to Revelation 14 again, you see the 144,000 having the seal, the name of God on their foreheads, walking with the Lamb, following it wherever they go,
bayilandela lapho liya khona
playing,
bathi
singing
hlabelela
the song of Moses and the
ingoma
Lamb.
kaMose
And what is the song of Moses?
yini ingoma kaMose
It's the testimony of Moses.
ubufakazi bukaMose
What is the song of the Lamb?
yini ingoma
It's
yewu
the testimony of the Lamb.
ubufakazi bebu
That says, go back to the commandments.
uyelani kwizimiso
Now, why are the commandments important?
ungani imiyalelo
Even for us in these last days.
nathi kuzinsuku zokugcina
Because Jesus Christ is in the sanctuary,
ngoba uJesu usendaweni engcwele
making an atonement,
uyasinxusela
the final cleansing
uyahlambulula kokugcina
before the end.
ngaphambi kokuthi kufike isiphelo
Now, in the atonement, there
uhlambululo
cannot be an atonement
angeke kube nohlambululo
if we are not reconciled with righteousness.
masingabuyiselananga nokulunga
Now, that is why the time of the atonement,
ingakho isikhathi
it's a time of judgment.
isikhathi senhlawulo
And what is judgment?
yini inhlawulo
You are faced with the law
ubhekane nomthetho
to
ngqo
understand what is the truth of the law
ukuzwisisa ukuthi yini
and the
uqiniso
conduct required by the law.
nalokho kumele uNkulunkulu
Hallelujah. Manje thina hayi sizoqula ingoma kaMushe newundlu.
sizawuhlabelela ingoma kaMose newundlu
No, it's not Siza Pumla Ezwe. Then you know I gave you verses that tell you so that you understand why here are they, this are they that keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus.
ubufakazi kaJesu
Fa-
ngesimilo
Finally, Orange Wakwa. Oh, bareke kwa. Akere re mo programme so.
sihamba ngenhlelo kesihlobo sami amen
Now the remnants,
insali
the word remnant
igama lentsali
in Greek,
ngokwesigrike
leipoi,
laypoi
means
lithi
that
lokho
which does not have a part
lokho kungenakho
in that which has been formed.
lokho kungenangxenye kulokho kwenziwe
Now, I say like this. When you make up the designer will say for the jacket you want,
leli bhanti olufunayo
it will need 4 meters.
izodinga isigaba esingaka
Then you take the cloth of 4 meters,
uthatha lelo ndwangu
you cut the pattern,
uyayisika
you join the patterns,
uyayihlanganisa
you have the jacket.
unebhanti
But there are pieces of the cloth
kunengxenye-ke zaleli bhanti
that
ezisalayo
make this jacket,
ezenze leli bhanti
which are not part of it.
asiyingxenye yale bhanti
You cannot be a remnant
angeke ube insali
and still want to belong. The things,
awukwazi ukuba insali kodwa ufuna ukuba yingxenye
in other words, you don't participate
awukwazi ukuthi ube
in
nesabelo
the wickedness
ekukhohlakaleni
that has corrupted the system.
eyenze ukuthi inkambiso imoshakala
That is why then Revelation 18 come out of
yithi
heaven.
phumani kuye bantu bami
Because now, what are the remnants?
yini insali
The word remnant,
insali
therefore,
lithi
if it is those that don't have a part in that which was done,
abayona ingxenye yaleli bhanti
they get this status. They don't have the same status.
abakwazi ukuzimela
When it comes to that thing, they don't have the same status.
abanalo ukwazi
The
ukuzimela
cloth that is officially here
nali bhanti
doesn't have the same status with the pieces that remain.
le nsalelo esele
The pieces that remain
le nto esele
were destated
zihlukene
because those that are recognized are here.
nali ibhanti esilaziyo
Yadura,
iyadura
le bhaji.
le nto ishoyo
Now, Harry level at
Abatikon, please, Abatikon. Thank you. Qhubeka mkhulu.
Yes. Now, you see, the destitute,
Laba abafiseka ukuthi
the
bazi,
destator.
abanezimo ezi-
That is why in Alberton,
Ungako khona Alberton,
we don't disfellowship
asimungu
those who don't see. Those who don't see as we see.
laba abangaboni njengoba sibona.
But those there
Bayela
that are official,
aba
they don't know the meaning of the remnants.
abazi igama lensana.
Because the remnants are those people who don't participate in the wickedness that has been done.
Insali ayibi ngubevalo.
Exodus
nalabo
32.
abenza izinto ezimbi.
Exodus 32,
U-Exodus
when
32.
Aaron and his people had formed the golden calf,
U-Aaron mabesebenze nabantu bakhe,
Moses came down
Moses
and said,
bayehla.
"Who are those who never bowed?
Uthi ngabobani laba
Let them separate."
abahluke kulaba abaguqelele.
And the Levites stood out. You understand?
Yes.
So, brethren, these are the times where we must buy ourselves
Kufuze sithele sawubona
to see
bese sikwazi ukubona
through the curtains,
ngaphakathi kwekhethi
understanding the times
sizwisise ikhaya
and knowing what Israel ought to do.
bese siyazi ukuthi yini uIsrael afanele yenze.
Now, where do you want to go?
Manje wena ufuna ukuya
People say, no,
omunye uthi cha
Orange Grove,
ye-Orange Grove
they have the session.
bane-session.
Jesus was a Jew,
uJesu bekuyijuda
but he was rejected by the Jews.
azange bamthanda
He was given no status.
azange abe nesimo.
Pilate said,
uPilato uthi
"Is he not king of the Jews?"
uthi akusiyena inkosi yamajuda na
And they say, "No, he doesn't belong here."
bathi hayi asiwethu.
What crime has he done?
Uyabuza wenzeni?
Crucify him.
Hayi wena mbethele.
Brethren, let's read again
Asifundeni bazalwane.
and pray for ourselves
Bese sithenga
so that spiritually
ngokwemoya
we don't want to die in the church,
asifuni ukufela enkonzweni.
but we want to die in the hands of the Lord.
Sifuna ukufela ezandleni zenkosi.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Ere ke tswalle.
Balake mfundisi.
Ha ke tswalle,
Mangivala.
how many conferences
Kungiyinkonference ingaki
do we have
esinazo
in the TOC?
kuyi-TOC inkofa yona.
One.
Uthi one.
But 2013
Ngo-2013
did not know
asizange sazi
that they are in this conference
ukuthi phakathi kwale
people
nkonference
who know the principles of Adventism.
abantu abazi kahle ukuthi ukusala yini.
So they rejected
Base bayala
the spirit of LFM.
umoya
Now,
wama-LFN.
go home,
Manje-ke ekhaya,
read Matthew 22
ufunde uMateyu 22
to Matthew 25.
ufikela ku-25.
It speaks of the conduct of leadership in the church.
Ikhuluma ngekuma nokuzimisela kwabaholi enkonzweni.
I'm telling you,
Ngiyanitshela.
one of the signs of the coming of Christ,
Esinye sibonakala
the
sokuthi
final
kwakhe
one, is the corruption of the church.
ukupola nokwenza
2
kabi
Timothy
enkonzweni.
chapter 2,
uTimothy wesibili
verse 3 and 4.
no
The
verse
devil will come and
Satan
want to have a seat in the church.
uzofuna
And to
isitulo
be,
ebandleni.
so why does it look like you are surprised when I say one of the signs of the coming of Christ is the corruption in the church? When the Bible clearly says so. Why will there be corruption? Because the devil will come and sit in God's church
uSathane uzawufika hlala enkonzweni
and desire to be worshipped.
afisa ukuthi akhonze.
Like it or not. Huh? Like it or not.
Niyathanda noma nithandi
What LFM has done
lokhu beyenzwa yilabazalwane
was instituted by the devil.
yenzwa uSathane
You know
kubo.
anything instituted by the devil
Into efake uSathane
has no evidence for its cause.
ayinabo ubufakazi bokuthi yona iqhamuka.
Fana nesono.
It's like sin. Yes, I
Brethren,
wish there was time.
brethren, we are privileged
Sibusekile
to be here.
ukuthi sibe la.
And when we are here,
Masila
let's not compete with flesh and blood.
singalwi sibangisane negazi ne.
Let us say, God,
We are sitting
for the time we are here,
lesikhathi esikhona la.
can we find you?
Sicela ukuthi sikuthole
Can we really understand the shaking?
ukuthi sizwisise ukunyakazisa.
So that we don't desire to please men when we lose our own salvation.
Ukuthi singajabulisi abantu silahlekelwe insindiso.
Now there's one conference. Laba base Orange Grove. You know, no, maybe Mfenako.
Yeah.
Can I be given time? Because I don't want to teach you administration because it will be like I'm politicking and you want to worship God.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to politic because I know politics.
Yes.
I want to preach because I love God.
Right.
So, ngicela ukuthi nginiyeke la and then mhlambe banginikeze noma 10 minutes in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Noma 10 minutes in the afternoon and then you must prepare serious questions.
Siyavuma ngithi sonke.
Prepare serious questions and understand that Tina and Alberton, we are not politicians.
Yeah.
We are God's children.
Asipolitiki nisi sikhuluma iqiniso kuphela. Afternoon ngesikhathi makuzoyenziwa umbhabhatiso before kwenziwe ifungo then umfundisi uyangena.
Amen.
Sengishilo. Amen.
Changing the world,
Uyakhuluma umfundisi.
changing the world,
Masikuquliswe kwenzekani?
I will go.
Thina sizo.
Following Jesus,
Masilandela uJesu. Phendulani kuphela.
yeah, hallelujah.